Have you ever noticed how a good story can completely captivate an audience, while a lackluster one dissipates into the ether? Think back to the last time someone held your attention completely, weaving a tale so vivid you could almost feel the textures, smell the aromas, and hear the whispers of the characters dancing in your ear. What makes certain stories unforgettable? Today, we're diving into the secrets behind such storytelling magic, an ancient power with roots in the very core of human connection. Imagine for a moment you're walking into a dimly lit room. The air is thick with anticipation. In the center stands a storyteller, eyes gleaming like stars in the night sky, radiating an energy that pulls you in. As they begin, their words are like brushstrokes painting images on the canvas of your mind. This is the enchantment of storytelling. The first ingredient in unforgettable storytelling is presence. It's about embodying your story with every fiber of your being. Presence is not just about the physical space you occupy, but the way you command it. Picture a wide, open field. Now imagine your voice carrying through it, each word intentional, each pause purposeful. Your body is the orchestra, conducting emotions through subtle movements, a nod here, a hand gesture there. These are not fillers. They are the symphony of your narrative, filling the spaces between words with meaning. Next, let's talk about emotional intelligence. This is the heart of storytelling. It's the ability to perceive, control, and express emotions, not only understanding your own, but resonating with your audience's feelings, guiding them down paths of empathy and shared experience. A storyteller with emotional intelligence knows when to let a moment linger, allowing a poignant silence to settle like evening mist, and when to accelerate, taking listeners on an emotional roller coaster, leaving them breathless. Consider the power of vulnerability in storytelling. It's like standing on the edge of a diving board, looking into a pool, not knowing its depth. You might hesitate, but when you leap, you invite your audience to leap with you. Vulnerability transforms your story from a monologue into a shared experience, forging bonds through honest, raw emotions. Authenticity, unpolished and sincere, is what turns listeners into believers, doubters into dreamers. Let's explore sensory detail. Imagine biting into a crisp apple. Feel the skin yield under your teeth, hear the crunch echo in your ears, taste the sweet tart juices bursting in your mouth. When your storytelling taps into these sensory experiences, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and sometimes even olfactory, you draw your audience into the world you're creating. They become travelers within your narrative landscape, experiencing it as vividly as if they were there beside you. In the heart of unforgettable storytelling lies the art of emotional framing. This is the ability to craft your story in a way that resonates with your audience's values and beliefs, creating a mirror in which they see their reflections. It involves understanding your audience's inner world and framing your narrative to align with their personal journeys. This shared resonance turns simple tales into transformative experiences. Confidence, too, plays a pivotal role. Not the ego-driven confidence that alienates, but the quiet, self-assured confidence that invites. It's the confidence that whispers, "I am here with you. This is our story." This kind of confidence isn't about having all the answers. Instead, it's about embracing uncertainty with grace, inviting your audience to explore unknown territories without fear. Empathy, the golden thread weaving through the storytelling tapestry, is the ability to sit with another's feelings, to understand their world from their perspective. It's about giving your listeners the gift of being seen and understood, creating a sanctuary of words where they can find solace and connection. Empathy turns storytelling into a dialogue of hearts, an unspoken agreement that your story matters because their story matters too. Now think about pacing. A story is like a dance, sometimes slow, deliberate, allowing each step to resonate through the floorboards. Other times, a quick-footed whirlwind, sweeping your partner off their feet. The rhythm of your story can dictate its mood, its tension, its very life. Mastering pacing keeps your audience on the edge, eager, yearning to follow your lead wherever it may take them. Finally, the most powerful stories are those that leave space for reflection. They're not neatly tied packages, but open-ended invitations to ponder, to dream, to question. They linger in the mind like the scent of rain on dry earth, a gentle reminder of what was said and unsaid. Reflective stories allow your audience to carry a piece of the narrative with them, to let it enrich their own lives long after the last word is spoken. As you think about these elements, consider a story from your own life, one that holds meaning and depth. How can you embody these principles to breathe life into your narrative? Imagine sharing this story with someone close, transferring not just details but the very essence of your experience. Feel the connection tighten, the understanding deepen. A simple story speaking its truth. Unforgettable storytelling is an art, a gift that connects us to our shared humanity. As you leave behind the dimly lit room of this exploration, carry with you the knowledge that within each of us lies the capacity to tell stories that touch hearts and change minds. Remember, it's not the grandiose or the extraordinary that makes a story unforgettable, but its ability to resonate, to be felt deeply. Let your stories be bridges, your words the path. And in every story you tell, may you find a part of yourself reflected in the eyes of those who listen and feel. This is the journey of storytelling, one of connection, discovery, and endless possibilities. It is here, in this shared space, that the true magic of our stories unfolds. As we dive deeper into the art of storytelling, let's journey into the realm of vulnerability, a key ingredient that breathes life and authenticity into any narrative. Vulnerability allows us to peel back the layers of ourselves and reveal the raw, unrefined parts of our human experience. It's in these unguarded moments that stories resonate most profoundly. Consider the stories that have left an indelible mark on your heart. Chances are, they're the ones where the storyteller was unafraid to share their missteps, their awkwardness, their heartaches. When we speak from a place of vulnerability, we invite others into our world, fostering a connection that is both profound and transformative. Take, for instance, the simple yet powerful act of sharing a personal failure. In a world that often glorifies success and perfection, embracing failure in our stories can be a radical act of courage. It says, "Here I am, imperfect but striving, flawed yet resilient." This honesty opens the door for others to see themselves in our experiences, to find solace in the shared struggle, and to recognize that they are not alone. But vulnerability is not just about sharing pain. It's also about allowing ourselves to bask in our joys, no matter how grand or diminutive. It's the willingness to celebrate our victories, to revel in the small moments of happiness that color our days. When we share these slices of life, we radiate hope and possibility, painting a picture of life that is both multifaceted and deeply human. Moreover, vulnerability in storytelling is about embracing uncertainty, acknowledging that not all stories are neatly tied up with a bow. Some remain unfinished, open-ended, mirroring the unpredictability of life itself. These narratives remind us that it's okay to not have all the answers, to dwell in the midst of ambiguity, and to find strength in the journey rather than the destination. In our quest to craft unforgettable stories, let's also consider the element of curiosity, a tool that can transform a good narrative into an extraordinary one. Curiosity urges us to dig beneath the surface, to explore the nuances and complexities of the world and the human psyche. It invites us to ask questions that linger long after the story has been told, sparking reflection and dialogue. When we approach storytelling with a curious mind, we allow ourselves to see beyond the obvious, to uncover the hidden truths and subtle motivations that drive our characters. This depth not only enriches our narratives, but also challenges our audience to engage with the story on a deeper level, unraveling layers they may have never considered. So, as you embark on your storytelling endeavors, remember the potency of vulnerability and curiosity. These are the threads that weave the fabric of unforgettable stories, stories that linger in the hearts and minds of those who hear them. Let your words be a beacon of authenticity and exploration, guiding others through the rich tapestry of human experience. Together, let's continue to tell the stories that matter, the stories that change us, heal us, and remind us of our shared humanity. As we delve further into the heart of unforgettable storytelling, it's essential to consider the role of authenticity. Authenticity is the thread that binds the elements of your narrative with the audience's emotions. Without it, even the most meticulously crafted tale can fall flat. You see, people have an innate sense of when something resonates with truth, and they gravitate towards it like moths to a flame. Reflect for a moment on the stories that have stayed with you the longest. Perhaps it's the tale your grandmother shared about her youthful adventures, or a friend's recounting of their struggles and triumphs. These stories linger because they're grounded in genuine experiences and emotions. When we share our truths, we create a space for vulnerability, and it is within that space that connection truly thrives. Consider also the power of details in storytelling. It's in the specifics, the sound of rain tapping on tin roofs, the scent of aged books in a library, or the way sunlight dances through autumn leaves, that we invite our listeners not just to hear, but to feel, to see, and to live the story with us. By painting vivid imagery with our words, we give our audience the gift of immersion. However, when emphasizing detail, balance is key. Too many specifics can overwhelm, suffocating the narrative flow. Choose details that serve the story, that enhance the emotional resonance rather than distract from it. When curated thoughtfully, these details act as stepping stones, guiding your audience deeper into the world you've created. Another cornerstone of effective storytelling is the arc. A compelling narrative isn't stagnant, it evolves. It carries your audience on a journey with peaks of tension and valleys of resolution. Just like life, stories are filled with moments of conflict and relief, questions and answers. The arc is what keeps listeners engaged, urging them to lean in, to wonder what happens next. The journeys we share don't need to be epic in scale to be powerful. Some of the most profound stories are those that capture the quiet, everyday moments of truth. A child's first realization of the world's complexity, a chance encounter that shifts one's perspective, or the silent courage of standing up for what's right. These are narratives with the power to move mountains in the hearts of those who listen. Ultimately, to craft an unforgettable story, we must be willing to embrace both our vulnerability and creativity. It's about daring to share our voice, to express our unique perspective, and to invite others into our world. By doing so, we not only nurture connection, but we also inspire others to share their stories, weaving a rich tapestry of shared human experience. As we continue our exploration of storytelling, remember that your voice is a tool like no other. It has the power to transform, to enlighten, and to create lasting impact. So, gather your stories close, cherish the details, and share them with the world. Because in the end, it is through storytelling that we truly find our place in the world and touch the lives of others.